Hi, welcome to Vapur Veda. Today, we are bringing you a quick overview of our latest blog post powered by NotebookLM.
Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's be real. Whether you're debugging code for a client in the US at like 10 p.m., keeping one eye glued to the nifty 50, or you're just lost in a sea of spreadsheets, you know the feeling. Digital burnout. It's real. So today, we're going to break down how to get your focus back in a world that is always trying to steal it.
You know this feeling, right? That little ghost vibration in your pocket. You reach for your phone, convinced there's a message, and nothing. It's that constant, low-level hum of anxiety that's become the soundtrack to our work lives, keeping us wired for the next ping, the next email, the next urgent demand.
And this isn't just in your head. The numbers are kind of wild. The global average for daily screen time is more than 6.5 hours. And that's not even counting your actual work on a screen. For those of us in high-pressure jobs, whether it's in Bangalore's tech hubs or Mumbai's financial district, I'm willing to bet that number is way higher.
So think about it like this. We are all working a second, totally unpaid job, a full-time gig as a professional notification checker and scroller. It's absolutely no wonder we feel completely wiped out by the end of the day. This is taking a serious toll on our focus and our energy.
Okay, so what does all this screen time actually add up to? Well, it's not just about being tired. It's creating a very real, measurable crisis of attention. What really gets me when you look at this data is the trend. Look at Gen Z. More than half of them say they feel addicted to their phones. This isn't just a bad habit we're talking about anymore. It's becoming a genuine dependency, and it seems to be getting more intense with every single generation.
And what's fueling this? On average, we check our phones 58 times a day. But here's the real kicker. Research shows that every one of those little interruptions, those quick checks, can cost you more than 20 minutes of deep focus. Just think about that. One quick glance at your phone while you're deep in a complex piece of code or right before a critical trade, and boom, your concentration is just shattered for the next half hour.
So how does this constant checking actually manage to hijack our brains so effectively? Let's get into the neuroscience of it all, because it's fascinating.
Turns out, our brains get stuck in something called a compulsion loop. And it works exactly like a slot machine. See, what really hooks you isn't the guaranteed win. It's the maybe, the chance of a reward. That uncertainty is what makes your brain release a little hit of dopamine. And our apps, well, they have been engineered to be the most effective digital slot machines the world has ever seen.
And this quote, it just nails what that compulsion loop feels like in the real world. We've all been there, right? Mindlessly cycling through the same 3 or 4 apps, just hunting for that little red dot. That tiny hit of validation. It's a compulsive, almost unconscious habit.
And the cost of this isn't just mental, it's physical. I mean, we are talking about measurable changes to the part of your brain that handles impulse control. Your sleep gets ruined because your body isn't producing enough melatonin, and of course there's the chronic tech neck and the eye strain that we all know that we all know. Our bodies are literally keeping the score.
So the common advice is to do a digital detox, right? Just put the phone away. But this whole approach is fundamentally flawed. And here's why it almost never actually works in the long run.
See, the old way focuses on the device. It treats the phone as the problem, and it relies on pure willpower. But that's a battle you're probably going to lose eventually. The new way, it understands that the compulsive scrolling isn't really the problem, it's a symptom. It's our brain's clumsy attempt to soothe a stressed-out nervous system. So the focus has to shift away from the phone and onto our own internal state.
And the missing link here is your autonomic nervous system. The easiest way to think about it is like a traffic light. Ventral vagal is the green light. You're calm, you're focused, you're connected. Sympathetic is the yellow light. That's fight or flight mode. Anxious, on alert. Sound familiar? That's where most of us spend our workdays. And that endless scrolling? It's just a misguided attempt to get out of that constant yellow light anxiety. Sheer willpower just can't fix that. Okay, so if willpower isn't the answer, then what is? Let's get into the good stuff, the actual solution. We're going to build a physiological toolkit. These are simple, body-based techniques to regulate your nervous system and finally take back control.
First up, box breathing. This is a technique that Navy SEALs use to stay calm under extreme pressure. It couldn't be simpler. You inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. That predictable rhythm is incredibly grounding for your brain. This is perfect for right before a big client meeting or when you're just staring at a bug you can't figure out.
All right, need an immediate system reset? This is your emergency brake. It's called the physiological sigh, and it is your body's fastest built-in way to dump stress. It's a double inhale through the nose, followed by a long, slow exhale through the mouth. The second you get that stressful email from your boss or the market takes a sudden nosedive, use this. It sends an instant signal to your brain, calm down.
So here it is, your whole toolkit in one spot. If you need calm focus before a meeting, use box breathing. For that instant reset after a stressful trigger, use the physiological sigh. And to wind down at the end of a long day, you can try coherent breathing, which is just a steady 6-second inhale and a 6-second exhale. You literally have the right tool for any situation now.
Now, having the tools is one thing, but actually building them into a habit, that's the real challenge. So let's put it all together into a super simple routine you can do right at your desk to make this whole thing stick.
The secret to any new habit is a trigger, what we can call a sensory anchor. This is what turns an abstract idea into a concrete ritual. And scent is perfect for this because it's like a direct highway to the parts of your brain that control emotion and memory.
And here it is, maybe the most practical takeaway of this whole thing, the 2-minute reset. The very next time you feel that pull, that urge to mindlessly scroll, I want you to try this instead. First, just stop. Then, reach for your sensory anchor, something with a strong scent, like peppermint oil or even one of those herbal inhalers. Take 3 physiological sighs, and then just notice. Notice the shift. You've just reset your entire nervous system in less time than it takes to open Instagram.
So let's be super clear here. The goal isn't to hate on technology. It's about building the internal skill to manage how we respond to it. It's about shifting from being reactive to your screen to being responsive to your own body. It's about taking back the controls.
We're going to leave you with this final thought. The solution to all this digital noise isn't going to be another app or another gadget. You already have the most powerful piece of technology for focus built right into your own body. The power to change this isn't in your phone. It's in your breath. The only question is, what are you going to do with it?
Stuck in a mental fog? Comment FOCUS to get access and chat with our curated NotebookLM